Why do professional icon sets always look clean, balanced, and consistent? Why most beginner icons look off? The secret isn't talent, it's having the right system. In this tutorial, I will show you exactly how professionals design beautiful, pixel-perfect icon sets in Adobe Illustrator from start to finish. So let's dive right in. Welcome to Brand and Graphics channel. My name is Vincent Annie. Before we start drawing, let's understand three things that determine whether an icon looks professional. And those things are size, style, and format. If we ignore these, even beautifully drawn icons can look inconsistent. Icons are usually displayed at very small sizes, sometimes as small as 16 by 16 pixels, and as large as 512 by 512 pixels. The good news is you only need to design once at a base size. Later in this tutorial, I will show you how to export every icon into multiple sizes automatically, including SVG. Having said that, let's choose this box as our base size. So let's copy the icon and paste it on the grid system, which is built specifically to design icons of 16 by 16 pixel sizes. While this icon may look large here, moving it to a model of iPhone 17 Pro Max screen that I built reveals how it really looks on display. Inside Adobe Illustrator, we will configure the grid. Go to Illustrator, Setting, Guides, and Grid. Choose your guide color, your grid color and style. Configure your grid line. Here I use 34 and 32 for subdivisions. We are not going to design on this plain artboard. We need a guide with borders that will guide our design process. So we are going to be using the Fibonacci ratio grid. This is the usual way of creating this grid. But I would like to follow a different route, and you will soon see why. Since we want to design icons with the base size of 64 by 64 pixels, we create the grid from inside out. This means we will first draw our innermost circle to be precisely 64 by 64 pixels. The square that will encase it will also be the same size. To create a circle that will border the square, let's select the ellipse tool, position it at the center, hold the Shift and Option keys and drag outward until it snaps with the vertices of the square. Now we need to know the size of the circle because the square that will enclose it must be of the same size. So we select the ellipse tool and click. We copy the value and paste it here. We position the square until it snaps with the circumference of the circle. Now we can add the lines. This is a more precise way to create your grid. You need not to worry about grids anyways. I've added an already prepared grid document for you to download and use for free. These are the 20 grids I have set up for this project. They are on layer 1. Layer 2 contains the sample or reference icons that we'll be designing. And layer 3 is where our icon design will be taking place. Layers 1 and 2 will be locked so we don't accidentally move things. Now that we have finished setting up the system, designing the icons becomes much faster and easier. The first icon we are going to design is the envelope icon. To make icons with round edges like this envelope, we'll go to Stroke and select round corners and edges. This will be applicable to all our designs. This saves us from changing every icon individually. Now use the rectangular tool to draw a square, or use the pen tool to trace a square. For this part, simply use the pen tool to trace the lines. Let's turn off the layers below so we can appreciate our design. We have our envelope. But if you want it to look like the sample, you use the pen tool to trace these lines below. The next icon is the Bluetooth icon. Holding the Shift key, let's rotate it like so. Then cut with the scissors tool. We're using the Reflect tool so that our icon appears symmetrical. Hold the Shift key while dragging to maintain a straight line. Let's use the diagonal lines to adjust the icon properly. Now we have the two main sections of the icon and we need to join them. The next icon we are going to design stands for Global Connectivity, the globe icon. Some designers can use up to 5 or more circles arranged in a certain way whenever they want to draw this icon. But I will show you the simplest way to design it. I am holding the Shift and the Option key to draw a perfect circle. We only need a horizontal line and a vertical line. Now, use the curvature tool to refine the lines. I may have to turn on the grid and count the numbers of the blocks in front and at the back of the arc, just to achieve the balanced and symmetrical look we are going for. We will go on to reflect this arc. We are reflecting the arc because we want to maintain a symmetrical design. The only thing missing is the horizontal line. The only thing missing is the horizontal line that passes through the center. And this is the easiest way to design a globe icon. Now let's raise the difficulty just a little. Attachment icon. I can draw this icon freehand and later use other tools to refine it. But I won't because it needs a lot of patience and time which we don't have. I will show you the more accurate way to design this icon. We begin with a rectangle because it gives us the correct proportions for the icon. 10 pixels will make it too wide apart, but I will use it anyway because it's spacious enough for what is coming. I think I use 8 or 9 pixels for the sample. Use the scissors tool to cut it in 2 places. Then use the direct selection tool to refine the design. Here, let's introduce a circle to help us secure a curved and rounded corners. Then use the Shape Builder tool to remove these parts. And the Direct Selection tool to round the corners. Finally, join them. You notice a wide gap than the icon on the sample. We expected that, right? Now let's design one of the most recognizable symbols, the love icon. Love or like icon can easily be created with only a square. Use the anchor point tool to click right in the middle and drag. Then hold the Shift key. Drag until it snaps at the vertex of this square. And that's our finished love icon. That's 5 icons completed already. Notice how every icon follows the same visual language. That's exactly what makes an icon set feel professional. The next icon will be a transformation of the icon we had drawn already, the open envelope icon. For the sake of consistency, let's copy the envelope icon above. Use the scissors tool to remove the upper line. Then use the pen tool to draw the top that indicates an open envelope. Remember to add these lines if you added it to the closed envelope above. And that's very straightforward and simple. One important rule before we continue. Every icon in a set should use the same stroke thickness, corner radius, spacing, and visual weight. If one icon is thicker or more detailed than the others, the entire set loses consistency. Throughout this tutorial, we will continue to keep all those values consistent. Next icon is one of the most recognizable interface symbols, location icon. Location icon is very easy to design, but that is if you know what to do. Use the polygon tool to draw a triangle. Hold Shift while you rotate it. Before transforming this shape, you must scale it down to your standard icon size. In this case, 64 by 64 pixels. Otherwise, you will be unable to scale it down when you are done with the design. These areas have sharp curves, but we have a subtle way to smoothen it out using the Smooth tool. We carefully remove a few anchor points in these areas, and that's it. Add a circle at the center. And there you have it, a clean, elegant location icon. Let's tackle another common interface icon, brightness icon. Select the rotation tool, position it at the center, but don't click yet. Hold the Option key, then click, divided by the number of copies you would like to make. Then use Command D or Control D to repeat paste until the round is completed. The next symbol appears in almost every mobile app, Home icon. We are going to use a square and a triangle only to easily create a home icon. Use the Shape Builder tool to merge them together. Hold the Option key to remove this part, and that's the finished home icon. Now for something slightly difficult, phone icon. Here we are going to draw a rectangle and offset it. Finally, adjust the strokes and add fill if you need to. And you have the final design of our phone icon. We are halfway there. From this point onward, you will notice many of the same techniques repeating. That's exactly how professional icon designers work. They master a few core techniques and reuse them consistently. Let's build another essential UI icon. Signal icon. The signal icon can be designed using the polar grid or the pen tool. Use the Shape Builder tool to refine the design. Then hold the Option key to remove the rest of the grid. Another way of designing this icon is by using the pen tool to trace out the signal icon. Hold the Option key to duplicate it. Then adjust the spacing. Finally, increase the stroke sizes to make it look balanced. Here is a fun one, Play icon. Play icon is one of the easiest icons to design. Use the pen tool to trace out a triangle, or you can use a triangle tool. It will give you the same result. We just created a play icon. Again, let's make it a little bit difficult. The battery icon. A battery icon is drawn with a narrow rectangle. Place a small rectangle at the top and lower part to indicate the battery nodes. Place the rectangle with a fill inside to indicate the energy used. Then use the curvature tool to refine it. Finally, design a symbol of flash or lightning bolt. Adjust with the direct selection tool. And that's it, your battery icon. Here is a quick one, speaker icon. We are going to use a rectangle and a triangle to create this icon. Unite them in the Pathfinder panel. Press the left arrow key repeatedly to reduce the size. Press the right arrow key to reduce the size. Refine properly, and our icon is ready. Now we are going to copy this and use it for the mute icon. Here, what we need to do is to pick up the pen tool and trace an X. This does not fit into our template, so we need to resize it. But for the sake of uniformity, we go back to the original icon, resize it, and copy and bring it back here. Now it fits. Only 5 more icons to go. Once we have mastered these, you will have enough techniques to create hundreds of your own icons. Here is another quick one. Power icon. Power icon is designed with just 2 circles and a rectangle. Copy and paste in place. Select all and use the shape builder tool to remove this part. And that's it. Let's tackle another complex interface icon, Tools icon. This icon is a little bit complex. We're going to design the spanner first, then the screwdriver. For the spanner, we arrange shapes in a certain way. And finally, drag them around to merge the remaining parts. Now for the screwdriver, we are going to use the rectangles. Since the screwdriver is usually pointed, let's add an anchor point and drag it to make it pointed. Adjust the lower rectangle. Align the shapes, and that's it. Finally, slant the tools at 45 degrees opposite each other. And here is the easiest icon on this set. Time icon or clock icon. The time icon is very easy. Adjust properly, and that's it. Let's build something slightly complex. Microphone icon. Use a rectangle to draw the main part of the microphone. Use the pen tool and the curvature tools to refine this properly. With your pen tool, trace out the microphone stands. And the last icon on the list is another common interface icon. Setting icon. We are going to arrange circles in a certain way to create this icon. Use the rotate tool this way to achieve an automatic distribution. Go to Pathfinder to remove front. And there you have it. 20 great icons designed in detail. Now you have a complete workflow for designing clean, consistent, and professional icons. Whether you are creating icons for websites, mobile apps, presentations, or branding projects, these same principles will always apply. I recommend you save this video as a reference. It may come handy while you are working on a project. In the beginning of this video, I promised to show you how to export icons automatically in different sizes. Now, keeping my promise, go to Window and choose Assets. Icons are better exported as assets. Let's drag the envelope icon into the asset on the plus sign. The envelope is split in two, and that's because the envelope icon is not grouped. I left it ungrouped for this purpose, so you see what happens. So let's group it and drag it back into the asset panel. Now it stays as one icon and not two. Since the rest of the icons have already been grouped, let's select all and drag them into the asset panel. Excellent. Now pay close attention because we are about to configure the export. 1 times simply means 1 times the base size. Our base size is 64 by 64 pixels. This means make a folder of these 20 icons on the same size. Do not tamper with the size. Leave the size as it is. That's what we are telling Illustrator to do. 2 times means make another folder of these 20 icons, but scale the size up by 2, which means 2 times 64 by 64 pixels, and that will give us 128 by 128 pixels. So it continues. 4 times means multiply the base size by 4, which will give us a folder of the same 20 icons containing 256 by 250 pixels icon sizes. 0.5 we multiply it by half, which means half multiply 64 by 64 pixels, which will give us 32 by 32 pixels of icons, and so on and so forth. And finally, we add an SVG file, which stands for Scalable Vector Graphics. Icons exported in SVG can easily be used directly in websites and things like that. This is one of the biggest advantages of designing vector icons. You only create them once, and Illustrator can generate every size you need without losing quality. Now go ahead to export. On my desktop, see how they were exported in folders, and each folder labeled according to the size of icons it contained. Congratulations, you have just designed an entire professional icon set in Adobe Illustrator using the same workflow professionals use every day. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to Brand and Graphics, that's my channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss future design tutorials. Thank you so much for watching. I am Vincent Ani, and I will see you in the next video.